Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing, surprise, surprise, some trailer loading exercises because Wes decided the other day before we left for the showgrounds that he really didn't want to get in the trailer. Took me about 10-15 minutes to get him in there. Same thing when we loaded up. Took me a little bit of time. And for those who aren't used to working with young horses or you're new, this is not uncommon. It's not unheard of. Horses that are young, who are, becoming a little bit more confident and self-aware, they try to test boundaries every now and then to see if you are actually open to negotiations and if you're actually going to follow through. So that's why it's very important that horses have consistency, that there are no gray areas, because a horse will be very quick to exploit that in their favor. For example, if they're dancing around in the cross ties and you give them a carrot to get them to stop, that's a loophole that they're going to use eventually, and it's going to turn into a disaster down the line. So you really have to get control of the situation very quickly. Otherwise, you're going to have a horse that's a handful. Now, he's not afraid of the trailer. He's not afraid of coming in here. And the reason why I know that is because he will gladly follow me in the trailer if I have a bucket of food. That's all I needed to know if there was a true trailer phobia going on or he was just testing boundaries. He's testing boundaries. If he was totally terrified of this, he wouldn't get in here for food. And I have had other horses that did have a problem getting on the trailer, and they would not come in here even for food. So that's a true trailer phobia. For him, he's just testing boundaries. I don't like using food as a motivational tool in any type of training whatsoever. And that is because it's teaching your horse that everything is transactional. If I ask him to do something, they're going to be like, well, what's in it for me? I don't want a horse that is like that. I want a horse to follow me because I'm the leader and they trust me. And when I tell them to do something, they say, yes, ma'am. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do some simple trailer loading exercises. And I'm probably going to start and stop this tape because I'm trying to get all my thoughts gathered, and my brain is like a computer. I've got all these tabs open and I'm trying to go through all of them. So let's go back to the treats really quickly. Don't use treats as a motivational tool. Rest is the motivational tool. Getting a nice scratch or a pat, that's a motivational tool. Those are the things you should be using. Now, I know some people are going to say, put another horse in here. He'll easily follow someone else. Yes, he might, but I'm a very independent person. I like to go to shows and to clinics and lessons by myself. I don't want to rely on having to have a buddy horse. I don't want to rely on having to have somebody come and put the butt bar up for me. My horses need to be able to come on and off the trailer. I like to teach them how to self-load so that I don't have to rely on anybody else. So I'm not going to put another horse in here. He's going to have to actually do what I ask and follow my lead. Okay? So let's talk about trailer loading. Get yourself a good rope halter. A leather halter doesn't apply any pressure. I don't like having a chain over the nose. That can be pretty severe, and if you don't do the pressure release quickly enough, that can cause some problems. So get yourself a good rope halter. Always wear a pair of gloves. I've had horses, it only took a time or two for them to back up and rip the lead rope or the lunge line through my hand and give me some nice Indian burns and blisters. So get yourself a good pair of gloves. The point of getting them in the trailer is to not lose your patience. You have to set aside some time where you have enough time to do things properly. If you're going to rush, if you're going to lose your shit, do it on a different day. You have to be the source of calmness, and you have to get your pressure and release down to a science so that the horse doesn't get confused. The point is when they plant their feet, you're going to move their feet for them. If they want to plant their feet on the ramp and not move, when you give that signal to move forward, you're going to back them off the ramp. You're going to make them move their feet. You can lunge them in a small circle. It doesn't have to be for an extended period of time. You can yield their haunches, make them back up. You need to be calm when you do it. When your energy is up, it's going to make things a lot worse, and it's going to get them their anxiety up as well. So you want to remain calm. I'm going to show you how to do all of these things, and sometimes it takes time. I had a horse that it took me about 5 months to get him to self-load on and off the trailer, and that was doing 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. For that period of time. I also had one who, if the truck wasn't hooked up to the trailer, oh, he would get on and off, not a problem. But the minute the truck was hooked up and he knew he had to go someplace, then he wouldn't get on. Both those horses, I taught them to self-load. They were totally fine. You just have to take your time in doing that. All right, so let's get to it. I'm actually going to use my phone and set it up in the front of the trailer. I apologize because it's not going to be angled perfectly, and it's super windy today. If I use the tripod, it's just going to blow over. So let's get started.